I think I'm going to light the fire. It's a cold morning out there. Anin Bojo. If you were here yesterday, you learned that from Chief Keith Knott from Curve Lake First Nation, and that's how we got started yesterday. If you weren't with us yesterday, welcome. It's good to have you with us today. Singing a new song, and songs of lament and songs of rejoicing. We gathered by the river this morning to pray. We got out there before the snow came. It was good, and we had Elder Dorothy Taylor from Curve Lake with us. So if you don't know me, my name's Rodney Smith-Merkley, and I'm the minister at Curve Lake First Nation and Wesley United Church. That's the Buckhorn Pastoral Charge. And I also am the minister for Indigenous Justice and Respectful Relationship for this regional council. And so it's good to share another educational opportunity with a dear friend, Dorothy. So Dorothy, we had a press release. It went out late, but we let them know in the wider community that the church is meeting this weekend, singing this new song. And we let them know that Dorothy was leading ceremony this morning and hear this. And so if you've come as a result of that, welcome too. So Dorothy is a prominent member of the Curve Lake First Nation who works as an Anishinaabe traditional elder, hand drummer, and water environmental activist. And this morning we had ceremony down at Celebrations, the former Queen Street United Church, and prayers for the living water. And this Mother's Day, as many Mother's Day, there will be a water walk in the Kawarthas. And this year it's ambitious. It's walking all the way around Pigeon Lake, which would include Buckhorn and Ennismore almost, and Bridge North and Buckhorn. So Bob Cajun, I forget what order I said. Anyway, it's a big lake, and it's going to take most of 2 or 3 days to walk around it. And there may be opportunity to join and to support in other ways. So we'll share more news about that later. But Dorothy's been here before. She's generously sharing teachings. She's very active in schools and a variety of organizations. Her sons, Eric and Norman, have participated in youth events through the United Church, and so it's great to welcome Dorothy this morning. And this morning she's sharing the 7 grandfathers revisited. And I think she's got some PowerPoint slides to go with that presentation, and we're all queued up. So let's welcome Dorothy.
Na habosho nindendagnak nimki kap and a she quadish na cause wapagog dodem. Nakisha got goodjing sanogam mikwachka kipisha yeg me nimongamik shinkadad. So what I shared with you in the language of Mississauga Ojibways, the original language of this land, I just said, I greeted you formally when I say Bojo. It's not the French Bojo. It's Boozhoo, Boozhoo. And it refers back to respectfully speaking to you as first time meeting you. And it comes from our original teacher. His name was Nana Boozhoo. So when we say Boozhoo, that's what that means. So, and then I just said that my clan, the clan is sort of like a general family that you belong to, and membership, and it gives you obligation on what you share with the community. So mine's the white porcupine. And the white porcupine, we have to learn the medicines of the trees. And our other obligation is child welfare. So each clan has their job. And together we build a sustainable, happy, peaceful, and harmony community. And then I just said Ashkikamong. Ashkikamong is the original traditional name of Curve Lake. And it doesn't mean Curve Lake literally. Actually, my dad and my auntie said Ashkikamong. That's a word that means sort of the white clay that's along the shoreline of the water. So we're on a peninsula between 2 lakes. So on the south side is Shamong, north side's Buckhorn. And it was very shallow before the Trent Severn waterways were put in. And the old people called it Ashkikamong. And then in English, they call it Mud Lake. And so we changed our name from Mud Lake to Curve Lake in about 1963. That's the year I was born. And so it's been Curve Lake ever since then. And what I'm going to share with you today is something called the 7 Grandfather Teachings. And the 7 Grandfather Teachings are a sort of like our moral compass type of work. We apply it to our daily lives. So the children in the school learn about this, and they dedicate 1 month of every year, monthly, that changes the different 7 Grandfather Teachings. So first of all, what I would like to do before I start, because even though these are the teachings of the elders and it's coming through my voice, I always like to acknowledge the ancestors that have come before me and that stand beside me and allow me to share in a good way the words that I'm going to share with you today. And that's with prayer. Then I'm going to sing you a song with my drum, with my helper, Drew, is going to help me. And I'm going to sing you a song, Awapka Buckish. It's the Amazing Grace in Ojibwe, with my drum. But first I'm going to pray.
So nod when you want me to.
All right. Naha pusho gishamanado nimkika pana shikwendish nakaso bagogdo dam. Chamikwach gishamanado nagishakad gujing sanongam gichanandam saga au gibishayeg niniwak kwawag naman gamig. Chamikwach ginsagosha tuyan gamisyan minawaga Minapamadziang na sewin. Chimikwach mshkakamekwe. Ginsagosha tuyan gamisyan. Minawaga min shkike na sewin. Chimikwach gitchatoa nabe. Denamata min sa il in a bit. Shanot stoyan in a bit. We don't wish non jagin wendaman in a bit. Panekam nagame. Mikwach nok misak. Mishumsak. Kinawa matbeyak. O de wabanang. O de jau nang, o de nabobanang, o de giwad nan. Gijidam nad moyak. Migwach kitchenendam sanongam kishem nado. Kwash gadad young mom on a make a mick. Chimigwach. Minawagam in a bamadziang na sewin. Chimigwach kishem nado kanodwian. Keep us in we on. Kinamayon. Now migwach. So I'm going to sing this song now. So, okay. Go. Just like that. Okay. Oh, begesh kejing dagwa nija neshe nabe chana namo tawad ninge shenjam nedo ninge cheno sawijishin jewin damagayan o maene gokameyang eje wabe seyan Jesus kabenundawana gaga sebeng wana keke cheme none kago join me in this last one. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see. How miigwech kanagana. Good stuff. Miigwech. So on my I have this PowerPoint, and can you go to the next one, please? Yes. Oh, here. Okay, fabulous. So these people here, Elder Ron Wakagijik and Dr. Dave Crochet Bun. They're both Bun. Bun in our language means that they've passed on. Elder Ron Wakagijik Bun, he was the medicine man that came to our community on a monthly basis. And he took us to the community center and he gave this teaching. He was the first one I ever heard speak about it. And then there's Elder Dave Crochet Bun. He's from Manitoba, also a Ojibwe. And his teachings, I learned from him as well. Next slide. So this isn't stuff I learned from books or the internet. These were from the actual elders that carry those teachings with them till their dying last breath. The first grandfather teaching is love. When we had our ceremony this morning, it is believed in our creation stories that this place was created with an unconditional thought of love by Creator God. We call it Shamanado. And it was love, the love of the Creator. When you look upon the sun, the trees, the beautiful birds, the animals, that is God's expression of love. And we have come to take it for granted, the environment. And it's the environment, they say, I asked one time, the elders, please guide us. Please guide us. How are we going to bring balance back to the world so that we can now drink again the water, the living water of God, that we can breathe the clean air and not be afraid of the food we eat? How do we bring balance back? And each and every one of those elders said, if we are to do this work for the Creator, we must start with love. And the first love is to love yourself. Many of us are very critical. We're very critical of ourselves. We're the first ones to put ourselves down. Oh, I'm not smart enough. I'm not holy enough. I don't pray enough. I'm too fat. Or and all this kind of things start churning and churning in your mind. And that depresses your spirit. And so what you do next, when that commentary starts to build up in your mind, change it immediately. Just recognize, oh, I'm doing it again, and say, I'm a beautiful, amazing, smart, kind person. And say that to yourself 4 times, and then continue. As soon as those negative thoughts, put them aside. I'm a beautiful, strong, amazing, kind person. Say that 4 times. And another thing you could do, especially among our young people, I teach them this one. When you get up in the morning, first thing, you usually head straight to the washroom, and you'll see your reflection in the mirror. So look at yourself in the mirror and say, hello, beautiful. Hello, handsome. I love you. Say that to yourself every morning, out loud, not to yourself. And I know it's awkward at the first. I do this myself, because growing up I was always told that I was ugly and stupid and fat, so I kind of believed it. But when you change it in your head, I'm beautiful, I'm smart, I'm amazing, I'm kind, I love you. Only then, as strong, upright people who believe in God and the work of the Creator, can we bring balance back to the world. You remain strong to do that work, because there's going to be people pushing against that. What do you mean I can't build a quarry here all over this aquifer? What do you mean I can't cut down all these trees to put a big building up? Things like that. The prayer, we always start with prayer. Like, have you ever heard them say, you can't fight City Hall? Well, I was with a group. Trent University was planning to build a twin pad arena and aqua fitness pool, Olympic pool, on their land. Of course, they're allowed to do it. However, if you believe this, I believe it 100% because I witnessed it myself. The spirit of the land literally spoke to us. He said, there's going to be some, they knew what was coming before we did. Because the ones who can hear the earth, the ones that are gifted, they came to the elders, said, the land is say, something's going to happen here, don't let it happen. And then the students started to rally, and they said, and they couldn't get any further, but then they came to the sacred water circle, and they said, and they gave a presentation about this piece of land. And for the next year, we started with prayer, including a water walk in prayer from Burley Falls to the Trent University. And we prayed and we prayed. And then we met with the City Hall asked us to come and meet with them at the office. So we did. And I gave each and every one of those people there, the engineers, the architects, counselors, I gave them some tobacco. And our esteemed elder, his name is Doug Williams, and he prayed. We collected that tobacco, and we took it back to that land. Turns out the city lost their original funding, and they decided to change the location. So we started with prayer, for love of the land. But how could we do this work unless we love ourselves first? This is what that means. The next slide, please. Respect. Respect, we have these little pictures here. There's the buffalo. So the buffalo represents respect in our culture. You respect that buffalo, for sure. I'll give you a story that one of my elders told me. he lived in Alberta, and he helped to bring buffaloes back to the plains there. And he used to have people that would come to his farm, and he'd teach them how to look after the buffalo. And he says, respect those buffaloes and treat them with kindness and with love. So of course they did this, and one of them got trampled by a buffalo and came to the elder who was all bruised up. Nothing was broken, but he was pretty shook up. He says, I was kind. I was loving. I was really respectful of those buffalo. And the elder said, I told you to be kind, respectful, and to love, but I didn't tell you to be stupid. If a buffalo's coming towards you, get out of the way. So, that's the same for you. As people, I know you are very kind. You go to church to learn to be kind, to be loving, to help people. But don't let them run over you. Have self-preservation. Have respect for yourself and the work that you do that respects others. Next slide, please. Courage is represented by the bear. The bear for us represents medicine and protection. So in the north, the bear sits and brings us that healing message, those healing spirits that we need, and they are the protectors of the community. So courage, we have to have, you already have courage in the work that you do and bringing the gospel and the word of God to the people. You already have that. That takes courage because, people might not support that anymore. Just know that you have courage and to continue on and do the work that you do till the end of your days. And that's courage. Not to be afraid. Next slide, please. The turtle. The turtle is, we hold the turtle in high esteem. We call North America, the continent, Turtle Island. So if you kind of use your imagination looking at this, it kind of is the shape of a turtle, somewhat. And on the back, they say there's 13 plates on the back, and it represents our teachings and the 28 days cycle of the lunar moon. And so it's really important. Can you put that slide back up for a minute, please? Yeah, to speak your truth. This is why I support the United Church so much, because you allow people to speak their truth, to live their truth without fear of being reprimanded. And I'm referring to those who are two-spirited people, and also known as people who identify as gay, or people of other religions, or be true to yourself. I am a woman, I am a man, I love God, I believe in Jesus. And that is my truth. And people respect that. They see the shine that comes over you when you speak of Jesus, when you're truthful about what you've learned in that sacred text we call the Bible. That's your truth. Next slide. Honesty. Now this one's a little bit esoteric, might be a little strange, but you see that foot there? That means the big foot. That's rumored to say that lives in the deep woods in the forest. It's to white people, it doesn't exist. It's imaginary. To Native people, we know the Sabe. The Sabe is real. So the Sabe stands tall. If the Sabe enters into your property or you see a Sabe, it's a reminder. What's happening in your life? What's happening on this land? What are we doing that needs assistance, that needs correctness? And we do it in a good way. And you're jolted, because if you ever seen a 10-foot man, hairy man, that jolts you. So that jolts you into your honesty. Be honest with people. If the truth hurts a little bit, then just be quiet. That's why when you're working with Native people, we often are very shy. You think we're shy, but the Creator reminded us that we have 2 ears and 2 eyes and 1 mouth. So listen more and listen doubly and listen and observe doubly before you speak, because the words that come out of your mouth can help somebody and it can harm somebody. So I really don't appreciate that rhyme that says, sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. That's baloney. Because, in residential school, all those people that looked after our children, they said, "You are a devil. You are ugly. You are worshiping the witch's ways. You are dirty and you're stupid. These are things that they kept learning. We have to teach you to be the better way. So this is what happened to our people for many generations. And as a result, alcoholism, drug addiction, sexual and incestual abuse happen, those things. And that's why we were jolted awake by Sabe to honestly pick up those teachings. They're not evil. They're kind. They're harmonious. They're peaceful. Just as Jesus taught us the way he was teaching us, how kind he was. He didn't turn away people who were lepers. He didn't turn away people who were poor, or even children that in them days had no voice. He was honestly kind. And this is what, and he startled the people awake at that time. And we still feel it to this day. We still talk about Jesus. The next one, please. Humility. Humility is what we say. Like when somebody gives you a compliment, in our culture we'll just say miigwech, or we don't say anything because we always say, oh well, so and so helped me with this. It wasn't really me. So we always deflect it. And among us, like myself, I learned from the elders and went to university. So I'm considered a highly educated, resourceful person. I could go around boasting to people, listen to me, I know, follow me, These are things, you have to be kind to people. Only use gentle words. This is what Jesus taught us. That's why he could bring those people who the Pharisees or those high priests wouldn't even allow to step into the temple. And that's how we have to be. And that's the way I know you are. Humility. So I'm not better than you. I'm not above you. I'm human. You're human. Nindan dognak, which means I am your family. You have the circle of life. We all share. We are all the same. That's why when we do our ceremonies, it's in a circle. No one is up here. Nobody is down here. We're all the same. Next one. And wisdom. Wisdom. Everyone in this room here has amazing wisdom because you've lived your life for so long. You've gone to school. You've raised your families. You have the wisdom. You have the knowledge. You have the power to make changes in people's lives with the wisdom that you have accumulated. Use that tremendous gift of the work that you did, that you have done and will do, and bring it forward with kind and soft hands, with a soft voice and a good heart. This is what can you put the humility up on again? This is what the beaver teaches us. Humility. That's what the Maingan, we call him Maingan, the wolf. The wolf, at one time, was held in highest regard in our people's ways. The person that I referred to, Nanabusho, he walked creation, our stories say. He walked all of creation and named all creation. So that was a long, arduous journey with Brother Maingan and Nanabusho. And at the end of their journey, they had to go separate ways, never to come in the same circle again. So this is why when you have powwow or anything ceremonies, we don't allow dogs anywhere around our prayers because of that teaching. And they said whatever happens to the Anishinaabe will happen to the Maingan. So didn't us people, we lost our land. They killed us. They put us on little tiny pieces of land. My dad used to call it squanjagum. Squanjagum is crumbs. So we lost our land. We were put on little crumbs of land after that. And so we had lost a lot. But, and even that, among the Mainga and the wolf lost their land, was feared, killed, hunted almost to extinction. But that has changed now, hasn't it? We respect the wolf. It's been brought back to the land. And we always put, wolves are beautiful. They're in calendars, they're on blankets, they're on towels, they're on your clothes, So it's the same as Nishnaba. 10 years ago, maybe a little bit longer, I wouldn't be invited to speak to this way in a church. I wouldn't. So this has changed as well. Because our teachings are of the Anishinaabe Ojibwe people. It's not evil, it's not witchcraft. It's based on kindness, love, humility, courage. And the next slide, please. Wisdom. Oh, that's the beaver. Next one. And so, at the end of this, of my presentation of the 7 grandfathers, hold on to what is good. Even if it is a handful of earth, hold on to what you believe. And even if it's a tree that stands by itself, hold on to what you must do. Even if it is a long way from here, hold on to your life. Even if it's easier to let go. Go forward with courage. And this was by Crowfoot, who was born in 1830 and passed away in 1890. These were our teachings. See how gently and kind this Crowfoot man spoke. Go forward with courage in the work that you do for Christ, for God, for your congregation and the church that you belong to. Miigwech jamnado hajuminishna jamnado hajuminishna. To miigwech for inviting me to share the little bit of knowledge that I was gifted to have a good meeting today. Miigwech.